Greetings, citizens. Justiguy has arrived and returned to the 100-line Last Defense Academy. We are here to let Yugamu start from the beginning. He says he'll explain everything, so let's hear him out. Fine, we'll listen, but you're on thin ice. The killer first appeared on day 16. Well, maybe it was already day 17 by then. It was late at night in the biolab.
Oh.
Takumi said he saw Hideko get cornered by the killer there. That's right. Then we got into a struggle. In the end, they got away, but I managed to recover their weapon and the suit. I was with Gaku and Kyoshika during that time. Huh? You were? I was right here in the rec room on the night of day 16. You and Gaku invited me. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. What were the three of you doing that late at night? Gaku said he found an adult video in the storeroom and wanted to have a watch party. Don't snitch on me, dude! It turned out it was just the footage of cute critters. Just footage of cute critters. Not an adult video, but an animal video. I get it. Yes, they were precious little furballs, although Sir Gaku seemed very disappointed. Okay, can we just move on with the story? Anyway, I was here in the rec room. We had headphones on, so we didn't notice any noise. Isn't that right, guys? Gaku and Kyoshika nodded. It seemed like Yugamu was telling the truth so far. There's more. The next time the killer appeared was day 25, when Ava was killed inside of a cage. Right, I had nothing to do with her murder, however. After seeing her dead body, the murderous impulses inside of me began to resurface. I didn't exactly remember when I'd heard it, but something Yugamu said in the cafeteria began to replay in my head. I can't help it. Ever since I saw her dismembered body, my passion's been at fever pitch. It's the kind of loving killing I've been craving all my life. Not being able to do it myself has got me climbing the walls. Can't keep going like this.
If you can't help me out, I really might have to kill someone.
Right, with overwhelming lust, I tried to find an outlet for my feverish mania. I believe it was on day 38 when I finally found my solution when I was just about to kill Gaku. What? You were seriously gonna kill me?
Huh?
Yeah, I was seconds away from going through with it. I had a lot of pent-up bloodlust. But the moment I saw the fear of death in his eyes, I noticed my dark desire was temporarily sated. This guy's a freak. Now that I think about it, he mentioned this in a conversation we had with Ima. After what happened with Gaku, I finally figured out a way to do it. I don't actually have to kill anyone, I just have to see them. Yes, and we're going to take him, the supposed murderer, at his word for this. My only seconds before death phase. What about on day 43 when Mirko was killed? What were you doing then? I was in my room. I couldn't sleep that night because of the bloodlust festering deep inside of me. Then I heard Nozomi's shrieks and the sound of glass breaking, so I went to see what was going on. When I did, I found the killer's suit and power saw at the bottom of the pool. Huh? The stuff missing from the locker was in the pool. Why? So Yugamu must have stolen it, correct? No, I didn't know the combination. Right, you weren't even in the room when Takumi set the code. Wait, I was chased by the killer the day Moko was killed. They had me cornered by the pool, so I shoved them aside and got away, but maybe when that happened, they fell in. I see. You might be right, but I wasn't concerned about the details. I had other things on my mind at the time, like taking the killer's things so I could dress up like them. Surely you're not telling us you pretended to be the killer just so you could see the looks of despair and fulfill your desires. Sorry, I just couldn't hold back the urges inside. But I really wasn't going to kill anyone. Just seeing your faces twisted up in despair was enough to satisfy me. Nothing you're saying makes any sense. What was your involvement in the murders of Takemaru, Kurara, and Shoma? I had nothing to do with Takemaru's death on day 51, I swear it. The first day I dressed up as the killer was day 64. The day Kurara was killed, you were on guard that night, right? You fell asleep, so I went with Kurara to the bathroom. I sensed the two of you were going to leave, so I pretended to sleep. I figured it would be my chance to enjoy the thrill of the chase. I quickly put on the suit I had hidden in my room and chased you with the power saw. Huh? So you were the one chasing me in the hallway? That's right, I chased you like the killer would, once I had you cornered in front of the defense room.
I finally got to see your terrified expression, filled with despair. My lust was sated. Was it as good for you as it was for me?
Once I had my fill, I hid the suit and power saw in my room and went back to the gym. That's all I know. So you really know nothing about Lady Kurara's death. Speak the truth, or prepare to become rust on the blade of the Holy Jumanji sword, which is glowing. I'm sorry, but I had nothing to do with her murder. I can't tell you anything. I had nothing to do with Shoma's death on day 77 either. Keep talking. What about Darumi on day 80, or the twins on day 83? When the fire started in that vaulting box, everyone scattered and ran away from the gym. I smelled an opportunity. You're kidding! You took advantage of the chaos to masquerade as the killer. Correct. I went back to my room, got the suit and power saw, and pretended to be the killer for a second time. I went inside and found Darumi and Takumi immediately, and I felt bad knowing it would be my second time doing it to you, but you put on such a good performance the first time. I couldn't resist the chance to see you like that again. Seeing the enraptured look on Yugamu's face, I was at a complete loss for words. For so many reasons. Halfway through the chase, I told Darumi to run. I lured the killer, you, into chasing me alone. I managed to lose you somehow, then get out in my room until the next morning, but Darumi... I don't know what happened after Darumi got away. Okay, this is kind of dumb, 1. 2, shouldn't this, by default, give us an alibi through Yugamu? Because Yugamu was saying he was with us. Unless it happened after he left when we were asleep. Once I lost sight of you, Takumi, I gave up. I went back to my room, changed, and met up with everybody else. Right. The life sign count was 11 when Yugamu joined us. So Darumi was still alive at that point. And I had nothing to do with Ima and Kako either. I didn't do a thing to them. Is that everything? You're not hiding anything else? Scout's honor, you might not believe me, but I didn't really kill anyone. You don't seriously think we're okay with what you did, do you? I'm aware I crossed the line. I couldn't stop myself. Those looks of terror and despair whenever I chased you, I needed them so badly. That's why I kept this from you guys. No other reason, I promise. You say that, but I feel betrayed. I'm not going to be able to forgive you and move on that easily. I'll accept any punishment you want to give. Torture me, whatever you need to do. But if it wasn't Yugamu who killed our friends, then who's the real killer? Suddenly, the image of the killer on day 16 crossed my mind. Were they still hiding inside the school? No, that wouldn't add up with the life sign count. Then what? Where are they? I'm getting rather lost. What are we doing with Yugamu? I think we're going to have to keep him separated from the group until we find the real killer. Of course, that should help with my little problem. How about we use that weird room on the first floor? We can lock it from the outside. The room with the strange devices from when we were at Kamakura General Hospital. That might be the perfect place to lock Yugamu up. Hey, mind if I take that power saw and the suit he was hiding? I'll hide them someplace where nobody can find them. Where's the proof that you're innocent? I don't have any, but the same goes for everybody here. Trust me, I know I'll be under suspicion if somebody else gets attacked. Fine, you can deal with them, Gaku. I'll take care of Yugamu. Yeah, that's fine with me. We handed the power saw and suit over to Gaku, then took Yugamu to the strange room. Put him inside and locked it securely from the outside. Nozomi would be the one in charge of the key. After that, we went back to the roof and met up with Gaku when he'd finished his task. Made sure everything had gone according to plan, then decided to call it a day. Nobody was any the wiser, but a shocking development was waiting for us right around the corner.
Up and Adam troops!
I was right!
Time to rise and
Look! Nozomi's not here this time. Is everyone else? I think so. Yeah.
Wowee! The time humanity has lost its intent. Well then.
I wonder if this time there'll be something? It's like, hey, wait, why is Nozomi not there? A happy ending. Happiness stopped being an option a long time ago. Anyway, I guess I should head over to the cafeteria. I need to give Yugamu some food, too. But doesn't Nozomi have the key? The only people in the cafeteria were Nozomi, Hiroko, and Kyoshika. Good morning, Takumi. Morning, no sign of Tsubasa or Gaku? They might be holed up in their rooms out of paranoia. Maybe, but I hope not. We still haven't worked out our strategy for Dalsha. There's so much to think about. My brain feels like it's going to boil over. Neither of them were wearing their regular clothes. The same went for me. We'd had a little discussion before going our separate ways yesterday. At the end of it, we decided to wear our class armor, or artificial class armor in Nozomi's case, all day from now on. If everything Yugamu told us was the truth, the killer was still out there somewhere. If they're not even showing up on the life sign total, they might even be... Before I could finish that thought, I heard footsteps outside in the hall. Tsubasa burst into the cafeteria, breathless and with a grim look on her face. Tsubasa, what's got you in such a hurry? I just woke up and checked. The life sign count has gone down to 6. Huh? The only ones missing were Gaku and Yugamu, which meant... Let's search the school. Let's start with nearby rooms. Everybody stick together. He systematically opened every door in the school, making sure nothing was out of place. No more. I'm sick of it. I've had enough to spare for one lifetime. My heart was screaming with each door we opened. In the end, my prayers would go unanswered.
So it was Gaku.
Inside the library, we found the blood-soaked remains of Gaku Maruko, his body sliced to ribbons. An unpleasant stench of blood emanated from his mangled corpse.
The revival-matic! It's pointless. We're too late.
We really need to talk about why the drones have done jack shit this route. Slowly, the world turned gray. It felt like my emotions died with Gaku. If Gaku's been killed, that means Yugamu's still alive. Let's make sure there's no sign he broke out of the room. We need to look for the power saw, too. Takumi, how are you so composed? Gaku's been killed.
The crying and screaming in the world couldn't bring him back. So there's no point.
Well, that's fucking cold, dude. Are you being serious right now? I'm not trying to be heartless. I just want this to be over. Let's take him to the morgue. Help me out. Wait, before we do that, look here. There's signs of a struggle. Hideko pointed to a nearby bookshelf. This shelf is way out of position and there's books on the ground. Someone must have moved it intentionally. Maybe Gaku bumped into it when he was fighting the killer. No, there's multiple gouge marks on the back of the shelf. That's not natural. What do you mean? It's highly likely that Gaku hid the power saw and suit here. He must have gotten in a fight over them with the killer, resulting in these gouges. I see. So that's why he was killed here. And the power suit and saw got taken again. The power saw and suit got taken again. Maybe someone here has them. You're suspecting us now? 'Twasn't me. Can you prove that your hands are clean before pointing fingers, Lady Tsubasa? Enough. Suspecting each other serves no purpose. Yuko and I lifted Gaku's body in the silence. The others came to help soon after, but no one felt like talking. After bringing Gaku to the morgue, we went to the room where Yugamu was locked up. Yugamu's eyes went wide upon hearing the news of Gaku's murder, and then he just stared down at the floor. There were no signs that he'd left the room, but our suspicion of one another was only growing. Our worst-case scenario just keeps finding ways to get worse, and there's no stopping it now. Hello.
Good.
Bow, bow, bow. I survived another night, I guess. I let out a deep sigh, making sure my heart was still beating. Wouldn't be surprised me if I was the next victim. If they'd just kill me too. I was taken aback by the words that left my lips. What was I saying? I need to switch gears. I'll go to the cafeteria. It's just you, Hideko? Everybody has decided to eat in their rooms. Well, I figured this would happen. I assembled a light meal on my tray and sat in front of Hideko. We were silent. The only sound in the cafeteria was the quiet clatter of our dishes. Then Hideko calmly looked me in the eye.
I've been killed. Many times, actually.
Huh?
Would it make more sense if I told you that I lived through a different
Oh,
world?
she's just coming out with it.
Similar to how you time-traveled from yours?
Hold on. This is a lot out of nowhere.
Hideko experienced something like I did? It was all so sudden that I couldn't follow. She didn't seem to be joking, but I remember everything about the past I saw. Not that it's a pleasant memory. Is that what you've been hiding? The memories of it came to me on day 3. I was killed, and I remember what I said at the end clear as day.
This was another failed timeline. Just like the others. Maybe it was a mistake for us to stay in this school to begin with. Maybe we all should have left. I'm going to do it over again. As many times as it takes.
Okay, this wasn't what I was thinking.
I'll bring an end to all of these horrific histories. I'll do it someday. Mark my words.
You've been repeating the past. And failing.
I thought that by staying in this school, history would repeat itself. I wanted to stop that from happening. So I sprayed a warning on the blackboard.
That threatening message.
That's right. I wrote it.
I wanted to tell you sooner. That's why I asked you to meet me that night. Today, Hideko asked me to see her. Nozomi wanted to talk to me that night, too. But when Yugamu showed up, so I couldn't say anything. After that, I lost my nerve. I couldn't do it.
You kept this to yourself all this time? But why tell only me?
I blame my...
ego.
Hideko.
Sorry.
With that, Hideko left the cafeteria, carefully avoiding making eye contact with me. I had no idea what she had to apologize for, but one thing was clear enough. She seems like she's hurting. She's been holding this all by herself, memories of a brutal series of events. After seeing vulnerability in Hideko for the first time, I couldn't bring myself to push her any further. I was worried she might break.
Yeti.
I wonder if maybe what I said before was, or hypothesized about being maybe possible before, and that this is a totally separate chain of events, or maybe something, maybe when we killing Ato was the trigger. So, because that's on day 2, I think, or the night of day, no, day 2, night of day 1. Anyway, so hold on. Okay, this was day 2. Kill Ato. Then she wakes up on day 3, she said, at which point she does the thing, which I guess this we don't, and we die much faster, I guess. And yeah, that seems like a good place for a bad end. So that happens. So that would not interfere at all with this everything going from this branch, because this, I assume, or one of these two spots, I guess, no, she said day 3. So yeah, this area is where that happened. But we still need to find out why. I'm intrigued. The announcement changed, and I guess the countdown will begin soon. We've got more problems than just the invaders now. It had been another day of almost no progress. We still hadn't solved our Dal Shaw problem, but there were too many other things to worry about. I can't believe Hideko time traveled too. But looking back, the things she did and said and did, said and did that hadn't made sense before all added up now. What happened in the timeline she lived through, and why bring it up now? I'm always a few steps behind. My head hurts. Unable to get my thoughts in order, I gave up and closed my eyes. Before long, I fell asleep.
Up and
Teamwork I've cultivated with my allies. Is that supposed to be satire? I guess I'll go to the cafeteria. Someone might be there.
Huh?
Very so. Totally right. Just as I left my room, I could hear Kyoshka and Tsubasa talking in the distance. Kyoshka seems to be excitedly telling Tsubasa something. I wonder what. Did something else happen? It's a Takumi. Perfect timing. Can you come with us? Huh? Wait, where are we? Just hurry!
The door.
I came to bring Sir Yugamu his meal, but then...
Let's go wait.
Oh, that was fast. We opened the broken door and saw Yugamu, covered in blood, face down and lifeless.
Yugamu.
Yeah, of course. I expected as much. Just like everyone else before him, his body was sliced to ribbons. Hiroko, Nozomi, you're here. Yeah, we were the first to hear the news from Kyoshika. You can probably tell, but he's lost all his cryptoglobin. We can't revive him. Let's get him to the morgue right away. I feel bad leaving him like this. God. We need to make a grave marker as well. When no one lost their composure anymore, no tears flowed, even the anger was gone. We just accepted the death of our friend and dealt with it, matter-of-factly. We were used to this now. The death of Yugamu is just another part of our day. Jesus. I don't want to do anything. Laying listlessly in bed, I suddenly realized it was long past bedtime. Invaders, humanity, whatever. I just want this to be over already. Just then, I felt a familiar presence I hadn't felt in a while. I sat up, and there he was, standing in the corner of my room. I knew it. It's been a while. Right, I guess it has been for you. Huh? What do you mean by that? I've been watching you all this time. I know what's happened. But you must not remember. Yeah, you might have been watching us, but we haven't been able to see you. What do you need anyway? What do you need anyway? Did you find some kind of clue about the killer? Unfortunately, even I'm not sure what's going on or why. No matter what happens, all I can do is watch over you. Nothing more. Is that what you came here to tell me?
I'm sorry I couldn't save you.
With a sad look on his face, the undying flame boy abruptly vanished. What's up with him? Unwilling to frustrate myself thinking about it, I pulled the blanket over myself and closed my eyes. I wanted to forget reality, to forget everything, and find refuge in sleep. The morning announcement hadn't played yet. The sun was only just coming up, and right on cue. That sound? Damn it, I'm just gonna have to go. I dashed out of my room and ran as fast as I could and headed to the war room. Dalshaw has come, but the alarm sounded this time. It really startled me. Looks like he brought some minions with him. This fight is going to be harder than last time. We have fewer numbers and no plan. We're just gonna have to do it. Go for it, do or die. Wait, about that, we do have one strategy we can use. Huh? Remember that external storage device we recovered from that invader? Well, I finished analyzing the data on it. No one mentioned anything to me about an external storage device. Luckily, the data survived, and I was able to retrieve some confidential information. I learned a lot. I'll spare you the details, but I used that knowledge to develop a bioweapon. That sounds familiar.
I looked into it and found that Commander DNA has some... I succeeded in formulating a poison that attacks those cells.
Once I understood the cell's weak point, I figured I should get to work on something. Nozomi helped me out. Eiji Nozomi, why? Because Tsubasa asked me to. It's not much, but I do have some experience with medicinal research. I'm the ideal candidate for working on a poison that affects cryptoglobin because I don't have much of it myself. We did make a poison that Nozomi tricked the commander into consuming during my previous 100 days here, but what's the plan this time? We turned the poison into a gas and have Dalshaw breathe it in. We've made a trap that we can place. You can position it and activate it at any time using a remote control. I'm gonna find a place to set this. Once it's in place, I'll need you to get him to stop near it. We'll activate it once everyone's gotten some distance. That should be enough to get him to inhale the poison. Can we pull it off with the small group we have now? We'll just have to try. It's better than standing around and getting killed. You're right, it's very much worth trying, but why didn't you say anything before? Because of that whole killer thing. I kept the info under wraps as a precaution. I wasn't sure it would even work out. It was a gamble. Thank you both so much. Now we just have to find a way to make this work. Yeah, let's do this. I don't want it to have any regrets.
Yeah!
Forget about everything else and give it everything you've got. It's time for a defensive battle. What? Oh, we're already transformed, so... Alright, that's kind of lame. I wanted to see the small group henching, you know? Sorry, I skipped you, Dalshaw.
Let us begin. Come and prepare to die.
Here we go, everybody. We have to stop him.
Okay, I was about to be like, is it actually gonna make me do this one? I wouldn't have complained if it had, but obviously I am just gonna be a little coward, hypocrite, whatever you will choose. It is true.
It worked! The poison worked! Let us all strike in unison. Wait. There's still gap. We'll finish him after it clears.
Defeat all enemies except the boss. Wasn't there a mode at the very beginning you could choose for story? Why would they have that and let you skip all the... Oh, whatever.
Everybody!
Let us see what the answer is.
Help me!
Oh, God.
Not like this!
I win. And thus, the Dal Shah saga comes to an end.
So, I've lost. The time of my destruction is upon me at last.
Here she comes.
Fishness.
A disgraceful end. Pitiful.
Veshna stamped on the commander's desiccated corpse with a sneer.
Everyone, prepare to attack!
There's no need to rush. I don't intend to fight you yet.
Huh?
I am preparing our battle.
What are you...
Be calm. The time is soon. Wait with...
Alright, yeah, that's what she said before. With that declaration, Veshna turned and left, honestly, after seeing her walk away. Please, oh baby, don't go. I felt relieved, I mean. Everything hurts. I was resting in bed, recovering from our long, brutal battle. We'd managed to defeat Dal Shah somehow, but the time to settle things with Veshna was getting closer. Our only option is to fight. I know that, but even if we beat Veshna and manage to survive, what do we have left to live for? Suddenly, the faces of all of our dead friends flashed through my mind. Was there really any point to playing out the rest of this worst-case scenario? No! I have to stop thinking about this. My head is starting to hurt again. I'm sleepy too, though that may be from all the fighting. It's too early to sleep, but I don't have any appetite either. I'll just rest here. Deciding to abandon all thought, I pulled up the blankets and curled into a ball. And then I went to sleep. What will happen when I awake? I suppose we'll find out next time, citizens, because until then, I'm afraid it's going to have to be farewell.